Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the 1927 Club podcast, whatever we want to call it. I am joined by Mr. Rhys David Evans. I'm not sure if you're on mute now. You'll have to try and talk. Now we've gone live. Your stream have gone a bit. Are you there?
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm here. I don't know with this now.
Yeah, I don't know why whether it's because we've gone live now, I'm not sure. But Rhys is joining us from sunny Gran Canaria, so many thanks for tuning in. But when you're away on your holidays, how are you doing?
Not bad, not 100%, but getting better.
Happy days, happy days. I'm sure you felt a bit better this afternoon, about 10 to 5, but did you?
Oh, so nervy time, mind. I'm always switching a bit at the end, but...
Yeah, especially when the referee you don't see many of them reverse, do you? Especially that late in the day, like.
Well, I was saying to the boys, as soon as he gave it, I went, what an awful afternoon this ref has had. Absolutely appalling afternoon. As soon as he reversed the decision, what a fantastic day this ref has had. Brilliant decision. But to be fair, he spoke to the linesman. And how often do refs just ignore the linesman and go with their own decision? So, fair play.
No, fair play. We've had a couple of those decisions go against us, throughout the season. One that springs right to mind was Coventry away. I think it was at the 93rd minute. I'm sure it was Callum Chambers who handballed in. It was like the 93rd minute, I think. So we've had plenty of them go against us. It's
like I said, it's just...
Go on, sorry, but...
No, as I say, it's just... When you're at the bottom, decisions always go against you, but they win for us, which is a rare thing. So just so surprised, really. And it was much needed for us as well.
Yeah, 100%. A couple of other results could have gone our way today, but they didn't. So, it was massively important that we picked up those 3 points. And yeah, could have quite easily had gone and could have come away with just a point, which, if I'm completely honest, I'd have probably taken a point at the start of the day going away to Blackburn. But so glad that the boys managed to, to get over the line. Second half, the changes he made a difference, changed the formation. I've seen a lot of people whinging on social media and things about changing and this, that, and the other, but it was a gamble. And that's why he's in the job he's in. He gets paid to make those decisions. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But thank God today it worked. I think me and Josh jumped off a settee and nearly hit our heads on the ceiling, I think, when Matty scored his goal.
Well, the annoying thing is, right, there's a certain group of Cardiff fans, we all know who they are. They love to jump on a bandwagon when things go bad. And they're the first to criticise. If we lost, say, they're the criticise Rhys for making them subs. But the fact they played off for us, right, most of them have gone, he got lucky with that. They can't acknowledge something that... Mansberg had to come off because, no offence, Mansberg wasn't doing enough defensive covering to help Reno the right-hand side. He did not say it's a bad game, but he didn't do enough defensive coverage. Turnbull also needs minutes and he can pass the ball better than anyone at the club. So it was a different kind of player coming on. I can see why that one was needed. Salik, I think, was getting a bit wound up, mind. I think that was one of the big decisions when he came off because he was getting way too wound up than he was. I think Blackburn players started noticing it and started targeting him a bit. I just thought bringing on Matty was... You need a physical presence, so I can see why they made that one. But star man for me was Alves. I thought him coming on changed the game completely for us. We had some out wide and some output, running the channels, putting balls in the box. He should have scored. I thought he was a star man for us today. What a player he's going to be when he's old in a few years' time.
Yeah, 100%. I was disappointed he didn't start, to be honest. But again, I think, it was easy for us to say, oh, yeah, start him. He's a youngster. But again, he's coming back from injury and is about managing the player, I suppose. We've still got 8 games to go. So, hopefully he's going to play a massive part in, turning our season around. I hope, with 8 games to go. And like Reza said in his post-match interview today, there's 1 cup final down, 8 to go type of thing. So, and that's the mentality we've got to approach each one of these games now, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, It's just a funny one because, again, the pressure's on now. And I think you've seen certain players now need to start showing the manager the manager showed faith in a few of them players, and some of them need to start paying that faith. And a win away from home, winning is hard enough in this league. Winning away from home is even harder. To do it today under the pressure they're under as well. And, it's so easy could have just crumbled after conceding. It's so easy could have crumbled like they've done previously. But they didn't, to be fair. I think the second half, we came out, changed formation, changed shape. I thought we looked a lot better. In the end, I was disappointed to win 2-1. I thought we could have won 3-1, 4-1. I thought we really took the game to them in the second half.
Just goes to show what we can do if we're able to get that ball in the box. I know large parts, especially the start of the season, perhaps we didn't really have that aerial threat in and around the box, and we weren't whipping balls in. But the first goal, Mansvik, I think it was a throw-in, and he kind of turned his player and went up the line, didn't he? And whipped our ball in. Great finish by Salic, in fairness. What a signing he could be, what a signing he's turned out to be already. But, he could be something special, only a youngster as well. And fingers crossed he's going to play a massive part and get a couple of more goals for us before the end of the season. Right, so obviously starting lineup today, was you surprised to see perhaps Reno and Rawls chucked straight back in?
Yes and no. Yes, because I know Reza said, they're both struggling for fitness, both injured. And then a part of me thought he's probably said the players who's up for the fight. And let's be honest, them two are the first two names on the sheet. If we're up for a fight, I think them two are my first two names on the sheet. So glad to see. I know Rawls struggled and he got 30 minutes out of him. Not a lot, but again, he's stepped up as a leader today. And I think that's an example to show the others. And Reno, I think, did a decent job. He kind of got done a bit by the goal. It's all on him, though. There was a lot of space around him, I thought. There was not much cover for him. He was left alone on the right-hand side, and they sort of noticed that. I think at one point there was Tyree Stoll at the ball. There was two overlap runners trying to go past Reno, so he needed a bit of support there. But again, I think them two were in the right place there because we needed people who were going to battle for us. So
yeah, no, 100% agree. I think he said in his post-match interview that Rawls felt his calf go again after about 15 minutes, and I think he played on for another 10 or 15 after that, and obviously come back. But yeah, disappointing. I would imagine he's going to probably miss another couple of games. Well, saying that, we got 2 weeks now, is it? I think before Sheffield Wednesday at home. So fingers crossed. I just think we got to use this 2 weeks wisely now, and those that need to be wrapped in cotton wool, wrap them in cotton wool. But yeah, hopefully, and no doubt they will. They'll manage the time wisely, and I just think some of them do need a good rest tonight, I think.
Yeah, again, the FA Cup run has really punished us, I think. But to be fair, look at the lineup today, mind. I thought real brave decision to drop Gutas. I thought it was needed. But again, to drop someone experienced like that for Baker and Fish, two very young defenders, and for Perry, who's, let's be honest, not at the best time this year. So I thought it was a really brave call by the manager. And again, I thought it paid off, I think. They did look a bit nervy once or twice at the first half, but other than that, I thought they drew into the game.
Yeah, 100%. Going on that then, obviously you mentioned about Gutas there, and obviously you've mentioned about Perry NG. I was quite impressed with Perry NG today. I didn't think he'd done much wrong, to be honest, and he's been able to fill in at the back. I think he's a player he'd play anyway, type of thing. And granted, I know we haven't had the greatest seasons, but I think he's starting to turn that corner again now. I think, I don't think he's hit the heights perhaps of where he has been with us over the last couple of years, but I definitely think he's starting to come back now.
Yeah, I think he looked a bit more comfortable when he pushed on the right-hand side after Reno came off. I think he went right back, and we went to a back four then we did. I think he looked a bit more comfortable there. It's easy to say as a fan, they should be able to play any position, but it is a different position to play because you're probably looking for different things as a full-back compared to a centre-half. You're more aware of runners on the outside as a full-back than you are as a centre-half. So It's a tougher game. And let's be honest, Engi's a shorter guy, so any balls over the top, they're going to target him. They're going to target the small right back. So his game will have a tough day, but I thought he stood a challenge well. I thought they all did to the back four, to be honest, though.
Yeah, brilliant. And that's what I was going to move on to next. Joe Bagan's really impressed me. Whether he's played at left back or like left centre back, and shall we say, I think again he's got a great attitude. I think he struggled obviously last season, went out on loan and come back, struggled again, had a little bit of a run in the team, went back out, and he's kind of dipped in and out most of the season, if I'm completely honest, hasn't he? But I really like him at the back, and again I think he's one who's not afraid to put his foot in. Still lots to learn, and he'll probably be the first one to hold his hand up and say that, but I just love his attitude and I love his work ethic. And I think he done a decent job at the back for us.
Again, he's a youngster. He's out of position as well, but he's doing a decent job. He's doing what's asked for him. So, no complaints about Bagan. So, and I think it does help having no Dowda next to you as well. Because Bagan's probably thinking, that's where I want to go next season, back to left back. So I'm playing next to the current left back. I can learn from him while playing with him. And if I'm the centre half, I can see what I need to be doing when I'm left back to help my centre half out. So it's great for him learning the game as well.
Yeah. I know Dowda obviously had a big impact in Mate's goal, didn't he? He obviously took the ball up and fed the ball. Or was it Alves, I think, crossed the...
Yeah.
I can't remember. Alves who crossed the ball in. But I love it when he bombs down that left-hand side, in fairness. Last one of the defenders then. Sorry, but Will Fish, I thought he was absolutely outstanding again at the back today.
Another good performance. We'd be surprised he was dropped really until tonight. For the last few games, sorry. So happy to see him, back playing again. I think he played Tuesday. Is it Tuesday he played as well?
Yeah, I think he did, yeah.
Good das. But I think for him it's important, I think, we get Darland back, I think, because next year's partnership will be him and Darland. And the sooner we can get them two gelling together, playing together, the better for us. Another solid 4 months. And another youngster as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. What was your initial thoughts when you've seen, obviously, the starting lineup then, and obviously with the midfield we had out in Manswerk, Chambers, Rolls? Was you a little bit worried about maybe the lack of pace in our midfield?
I thought the back five flat mid three suggested counter-attack football, but I couldn't see where the pace was going to come from. I was unsure where that. I don't know. The killer balls would come from. It just looked like we got out to defensive. I thought maybe he's going to play like this for the first half and then change it up maybe. Surprised we nicked the goal, I won't lie. I thought we started well though. We started pressing really well. We scored, we dominated the ball, and then all of a sudden after we scored, we did what we always do. We sat off them. And that's when I think the problem started for us in the formation of the back five and a flat three. Because once we sat off them, we invited them to have space and time. And if we did with the ball back, there was no one to give it to. So we just launched it forward. They'd recycle it and come back at us again.
Yeah.
And that was my worry when I see the formation is the back five and the three, it'll be that similar thing again. So disappointed to see us actually play like that after scoring. But
yeah, I think
credit to the manager for seeing the change and needed to be done.
Yeah, exactly. I think initially when I seen it, perhaps again I would have liked to have seen it go a bit more attacking, but it's only our second game we've won away from home all season, which is a bonkers stat for me, really, to be honest. But the table doesn't lie; we are where we are. But I think we obviously set up to try and frustrate them probably at home. I don't think you could hear much of the. Obviously, you streamed the game legally over in Gran Canaria, so I don't think you had much of a commentary. But you could kind of hear the fans, Blackburn fans, then turn against their team. After 5 minutes after we scored that goal. So I think initially you probably set up that way to see if we could perhaps nick a goal, frustrate them, and then have that, that strong bench to come on and change the game, you know, if we needed to, and he done it, and that gamble paid off so many times this year. You know, perhaps he's changed something, done something else, and it hasn't paid off. And, you know, we're all good and well, and we're on his case, and he shouldn't have done that, you should have done this instead. But, you know, full respect to him today, because no doubt this week, some of the posts I've seen on social media are unreal.
Disgustingly.
Nothing but respect for him. And like I said in the week, I think when I was on with Rob, you know, we'll back him until he's no longer required by Cardiff City Football Club. But at the moment, he's there. He's doing a job for us. He's got us 3 points today. So, outstanding. There was a comment in there then about Joe Rawls. I haven't heard any more on his injury other than what Risa said. So no doubt he'll probably have a scan, I would imagine, tomorrow or Monday to see the extent of that. But I would imagine maybe, like you said, perhaps he just felt the strain and thought, let's get off before it gets any worse type of thing.
Back to Risa mind a minute. There's a certain group of fans, we know they are. They love it when things go wrong because it means more people start agreeing with them, and I think then they speak for the fan base. So I seen the BBC report the other day, and it said, they asked Risa, are you aware of the fan discontent? And I thought, it's a small minority that are unhappy with Risa. It's a small minority that are unhappy with everything at Cardiff because people don't agree with them. So I just thought it was poor journalism from BBC at the time. It happened under Bullet as well. There was a small group of fans who didn't like Bullet last year. I think there was one on the Cardiff Forum show to say it's the most boring football we've seen. Winning this way is not fun. I'd rather us lose and play exciting football. And now, look where we are now trying to play exciting football, struggling. So there's always a group of fans who love negativity. I think Reese's doing the best he can with his hand side by his back. We won today. Let's just keep going. Like if we all turn again now and he's still there, then what's that going to do to the club atmosphere? Basically, going to just fall apart. Anyway, why would the players show up for him if the fans aren't?
100%
agree with you. Some the fans are.
100%. And like I think I said it, I think before Rob joined the Flower Hour on Thursday night, you know, we've just got to get behind. I think we can, you know, you can forget performances now where we are. Results. We just need to pick up them points. And I think, well, I speak for myself only, is my opinion only. A kind of pretty football's gone out the window for me now. It's just all about, you know, getting results, whether that'll be a point, 3 points, obviously, would be much better. But especially now we've got games coming up after the international break, you know, teams around us, you know, Oxford have been dragged back into it, Stoke. They're going to be massive games for us. And, you know, we just need to turn up in numbers. I know midweek games and things like that. I don't think we got many, if any, midweek games left back at Cardiff City Stadium now. I think they're all Saturdays, isn't they? So, you know, if I was somebody... Go on.
There's only one midweek game, I think, is Preston away now, isn't it? Other than that, they're all Saturday kickoffs.
Yeah. You know, I hope somebody at the club is watching and they think, let's give the tickets away. As a season ticket holder, and I know obviously you're a season ticket holder as well, that wouldn't bother me one bit. I know it probably wind up quite a few fans, but give the tickets away. Give them to schools. Give them to grassroots junior clubs. Get as many bums on seats at our Cardiff City Stadium as we can to just make that atmosphere as best as it can be. Because Tuesday night against Luton, I bet Luton thought it was like playing in COVID again, playing behind closed doors, because it was dead Tuesday, wasn't it?
This is one thing I like to know what the club's thoughts are, because they've got to that's why it's always empty. But again, not only that, you say get kids and stuff, right? Imagine how many kids can't afford to go to football anyway. All of a sudden, the school's got extra tickets, someone to go on a school trip for it, wherever. That kid then has experience watching Cardiff, his first ever football game. He would always look out for Cardiff. He'll always remember that then, and he might support them in a few years' time. That will be his local side then. So, again, you could capture a new generation of fans. There's so many things you could do. Run competitions, season ticket holders, bring a friend for £1 or something. Bring a child for £1 or bring a friend for £5. You're still making money. You're making more money than if you didn't do anything.
Especially with kids nowadays, they all want. So they want burger and chips or a drink or whatever, and it's all money going back in it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. There's so much the club could do that they don't bother doing, and this is one of the problems we have. It's as a club, there's no forward thinking. It's just season to season. But again, they've got to do something now because we can't go into the last few games desperate for 3 points with a half-empty stadium.
100% agree, buddy. Right, I'm gonna before we start talking about any more of the players. Oh, Reese is gone.
Oh,
what's happened? I'm all by myself now. Are you still there?
Yeah, I said I'm in the show. Everyone can see and hear me.
Can everybody still hear Reese? I can't see you, but I can hear you. Hey, it's the trio.
Oh, like that's why.
It's all about me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome co-host of the Flower Hour, Mr. Robert Boyle. Good evening, sir. How are we?
I'm wicked, mate. How are you? How are
better
we both doing?
Better after 3 points this afternoon, my friend.
100%. This is the dirtiest and filthiest threesome known to mankind, and it's lush. So it's nice. I love it. Thank you for having me on the second most must-see show on his podcast nation. I much appreciated it. Thank you.
You definitely need to improve your camera, though.
What's that?
That is that light you got above your head, I think.
Fucking blinding me bad. I know.
Yeah. Right, I just wanted to dive into. We haven't dived into any of the comments yet, so I just want to pay homage to our following. So what shall I say? So good evening, John. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Damien's there as well. Reese, Howell. Evening, guys. Reese is in the house. Jeff Dela Cruz. Happy St. Patrick's weekend, my friend. Hope you're supping on some Guinness over there, my friend. If there's any left, I think they drunk quite a bit of it in Cheltenham this weekend, mind. Any of you interested in the horses and have a dabble with the horses, or don't bother?
Yeah, I'll do. Nah, mate. I'll do Grand National. Yeah. The kids will pick like the stupidest names and stuff, but nah, I don't know about that life personally. I don't actually worry about. Hang on, I'll call me back about Reese. Yeah, he's smiling today. Do you know why? Because he's getting dipped by a Mexican transvestite.
Ole! Had to lower the tone, didn't he? Had to lower the tone. Couldn't give two shit if it's luck or domination anymore. It's all about the points. Well said, buddy. Reese, will you sign my microwave at the Sheffield Wednesday game, bro?
Love to.
It's the right time to be black. You had lady left at last with a ref. Yeah, Rob, I'm not sure how much of the game you watched because I know you was dipping in and out of it. Did you see the penalty decision at the end?
No, but I haven't, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm quite blind on this one tonight, so I do apologise. And this is why Simon probably won, in fairness. But
yeah, he obviously pointed at the spot, and then the old linesman had his flag out or whatever, and they had a chat and reversed it. So it was, not. We haven't had that rub of the green, so to speak. We haven't had that lady luck. There's been so many times this year that we've conceded soft goals right at the end from decisions or whatever. But today we had it, luckily enough.
Yeah, you got to take those. That's the thing. Like you got to run with it. Like it's how many times over the season have we had these decisions go against us and stuff. So was it a pen then in your two's eyes?
Never.
No.
Initially, when I seen the replay from the first angle, I thought it caught O'Dowda's hand, but when you look at it from a different angle, so fair play to the linesman. That takes some balls to make that decision, doesn't it?
Yeah,
fair play.
Yeah.
Just laughing at a comment from Damien.
I'll come to the comments.
Yeah.
We've mentioned about Will Fish. I think this one goes to going back to Alves talking about he come in on his left foot, I think. Oh no, it wasn't his right foot. He whipped it across and then he went top left, didn't it? The day started so well with Stoke losing as well. Yeah, I think that was like a 93rd minute penalty or something like that, wasn't it? There's a question for you, Reese. Will we stay up?
Yeah.
Straight in.
Definitely.
Why is it just for Reese? Can mean you not be trusted.
Well, it was. They posted that at 9 minutes, Matty. So
okay.
you were still probably reading
my No problem.
So it's just working through them. Let's fire. Apologies if I miss any comments, guys, but there is loads. Damien's in the house. Raphael is in the house. Reese's mum is in the house. At least you know he's safe out in Gran Canaria alone. Raphael, thank you, linesman. Yeah, 100%. I think he'll have a few Christmas cards coming from South Wales to wherever he lives. Jamie says as well, the ref reversing the pen decision at the end was awesome. It was squeaky bum time at the end, I must admit. Paul said the ref was shit, but agree that Lino got it right and well done to him for getting that decision changed. It was the right thing to do. Talking about that decision, and obviously if it was the Premier League, obviously VAR would probably looked at it for about 8 minutes. Are you both, it's a question for you both then, right? Are you glad VAR isn't in the Championship? Would you prefer it to come into the Championship, or are you happy for it to stay with the top dogs?
Can't stand it. If it was there, they would give a penalty, I think, about 5 minutes earlier when O'Dowda pulls down the strike in the box anyway. So I think it would have cost us before. I prefer human error to VAR. Imagine scoring a 90th minute equaliser or a win against Norwich, having to wait 6 minutes for them to check if it's offside, then you can celebrate. It kills all the enjoyment out of it. We beat Norwich at the end of the 95th minute this season. Again, lose limbs. Imagine having to wait 5-6 minutes for them to check. Absolutely awful of you.
What's your thoughts, Big Rob?
Yeah, mate, I'm not a fan. No, I'm not a fan of the way the Premiership does it. I think that it's done better in other leagues. La Liga, for one, I think it's done very well. I think Champions League, although we won't talk too much about that because of that shit show of completely side topic. Did you see the penalty?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Embarrassing.
100%. And if anyone says there's no corruption in football and no loyalties towards Real Madrid, they're talking about their ass, because that penalty was just horrific. How the hell can you say he touched that twice? Is disgusting. Maybe this is a conversation for membership on a Monday. Well, probably will be, but because that was just fucking stupid. But if it's done right, it's good. But I would rather stay away from it personally. Is my long, short answer to it.
Here's an idea for you then. You know, like, and I think they I'm not sure if they trialed this in rugby a few years ago, mind. But like a captain's challenge. So say each team gets like a captain's challenge per half, or one a game type of thing. So if there is a bit of thing, then potentially that could be looked at. But you get one a game. What would your thoughts be on that?
Nah, not for me.
It wouldn't matter anyway, would it? Because they'd always back the ref VAR would.
Yeah.
They always back the rule.
Jamie says, go on.
You look at what's his name? Was it Dermot Gallagher? Who's the rep? Who does Sky Sports and stuff like that? And it makes me laugh, like the amount of times where he's like said, "Oh, this is definitely penalty. This is definitely penalty. This is this," and then VAR overturn it for whatever reason it may be, and then he'd be like, "Oh yes, I can see why they overturned it. Yeah, it's because of he's tickled his bum hairs or something like that." And it's just like arse, like shut up, stupid, go away. So yeah.
Here's a question, right? For both. So, do you say earlier about giving schools football tickets and stuff for the Cardiff games now? Your boys all play for Fleur. What about giving local football side, the local football sides the tickets then? Because how many from your team watch Cardiff? But I bet all the kids would love to go with their mates and experience it together.
Funny you should say that. Tuesday night, I took Josh and one of his buddies from our football team, and one of the other boys was going with his grandfather. But because he knew Josh and one of the other boys was going, he wanted to come and sit with us in the family stand. So he made his grandfather phone the club, change his ticket over to sit over with us, which I thought was brilliant. And they moved from our original seats, which are like row T up behind the goals. And all three of them were stood right behind the goal, shouting at the keeper. And which, at the end of the day, our boys are 9, 10 years of age. And it's just, they're building relationships now and friendships. And, we've said and we've talked about grassroots football on shows before. Yes, we want them to be decent footballers, good footballers, but it's not only that. It's about what things they can build off the field as well, and relationships and things that are going to last a lifetime. Sport is so important, especially to, kids at our age. But to see him, Rob's boy goes out with one of his mates from the same football team every weekend. I don't think Rob sees his boy on the weekends now because they're always out. And, to see him building relationships like that is brilliant, especially this day and age when there's so much technology the kids can play on. But, I know a lot of our boys are out kicking balls and out riding bikes, and, is amazing.
100%.
Completely bonkers off chat subject, but yes,
and do you know what?
Really go on.
And do you know what? Those of you who haven't watched it, they're a plug for myself, but screw it. But the show that Cy does on a Wednesday, I gotta be honest, I missed this week's, but I was lucky enough to join Cy on his Wednesday show, the Cymru Sport show, and we talk grassroots. And those of you who haven't watched it yet, I'd highly recommend it. Not just because I'm on it, because I'm mint, but like it was good. It was a good chat, and I look forward to jumping on with him because I love what he does on that Wednesday show, and it was good. It's an interesting conversation. So those of you who love grassroots football and things like that, I'd highly recommend jumping on that because it was good. Very good, and his shows are good on a Wednesday, in fairness to him.
Question
from Graham, go away. No, go away.
I don't even know anything about this, so you're going to have to enlighten me. I haven't heard anything about blue cards. What is it? What's the talk about blue cards then?
So is this the one about you've got a blue card, you've got to go off the side for 10 minutes or something?
Yeah, it's basically a sim range.
Teams are going to put 10 men behind the ball and defend until the player comes back on. It's going to be absolutely boring.
It's the same with rugby now, though. And, as much as I've loved playing rugby, I can't watch Welsh rugby at the moment. We're not going to go into that today after the result they've had this afternoon. But, at elite level now, if you get a sending off, the player's got to go off for 20 minutes, but another player can come back on then after 20 minutes. And I just, that's another subject for another podcast for a different day. But it's bonkers, man, isn't it?
Don't trigger me with that now, but I'm raw as shit with that. I've been watching rugby all afternoon, in fairness, so I'm not getting triggered by that stuff right now.
Phil says, have you guys noticed when we are losing, it's usually about 3 minutes injury time, and when we are winning, it's 6 minutes. Today he played 8. I think in fairness, I think a couple of those was obviously that penalty decision when to speak to the linesman. So I was just glad he.
Excuse me.
There was no injury time against Luton. I don't think it was injury time in the first half. I do think there was 4 or 5 minutes at the end, I believe. Are you worried about Derby hitting form? I think my personal answer is I don't think we got to worry too much about what other people are doing. We've just got to concentrate on what we are doing well, and which hasn't been a lot lately. But I think for me today, I thought our defence looked a lot better, whereas over the past few weeks, I think we struggled. But I don't know what your guys' thoughts are.
Do you think that's a good effect? Taking him out?
Potentially, and with the boys coming in and stepping into the side, hungry to perform, they've got to step up to that plate. There's extra pressure on them, perhaps, because, they've come into the side now. They want to stay there, which is, is what it should be. But then, for me, I'd expect Goutas now to come back even stronger, if that makes sense. Performances in training. It's almost as if you've had a rocket put up his backside now and says, right, come on. And no doubt the conversations have gone the right way. I think at this day and age, you've got to, back 10, 20 years ago, if you had a poor performance, you probably were told you were shit and you didn't deserve to be on the field. I think it's probably progressed a lot since then. But I think he probably did deserve a bit of a break. And obviously now with the international break, he'll have a bit more time as well. But let's make no bones about it. He's been a great player for us.
Yeah.
But I just think he's looked a bit tired, perhaps, especially when we've had people and he's had to chase people in behind him and things. But again, I'm just hoping he'll come back hungrier, stronger. And, we know what type of player it is there. We just need to see it. But again, there's been a lot of changes in our back four, a lot of different partnerships. So, it's got to be difficult to play in that back four when there's a different back four every week.
Question, maybe, I think we've had this conversation before, so maybe it's more aimed at Reece. Do you think, deep down, the fact that CEO's left is having an impact on him?
Yeah, I've said this aside. Don't forget, last year, it was New Year's Day, we played QPR away. Goutas scored, celebrated, and he looked like he was crying. Turned out he'd lost someone back home in Greece and he was grieving. I think after that, his form dropped quite a bit, he did. He was struggling and you could see that he was homesick. He knows he's going into the season. Now, his best friend probably at the club leaves the same early. He probably feels alone now. The manager bought him, he is gone. The staff that were with him is gone. The other guy who speaks Greek is gone. He's probably really is homesick and struggling. Now, it's not just him making mistakes, mind. I think you look at us today now, where we started off quite bright. We had a zonal press we did. And we had that go when it was successful, and then we stopped. And so we did that, we invited pressure. And if they capitalise on that, all of a sudden we're saying another poor defensive display. But because they didn't capitalise, we're saying it's a good one. So I do think tactically we stopped doing the right things far too soon. We were pressing well, limited their chances, and once we stopped, bang, their chances, and they scored from one of them. So I don't think it's just Goutas make mistakes. I think there's a few of them doing it, but I don't think it's individual mistakes. I think it's more a case of a team, basically. Like I don't know going to name them, but the ball went to one player, and someone went to the back. One of our own players went to the back of big and tried to win a ball. No communication. And you're like, come on, son, wake up, communicate with the teammates. You're like, no. If that cost us, that's on you then. I'm not going to name them, but if you've seen the game, you know what I'm on about. It's frustrating, things like that. You got to be... the youngsters, but they got to be more comfortable, I think, a bit more. They got to stand up to it a bit more. This is a high level of championship.
We're at that stage of the season now, right? And it's something I've always, the top 2 inches matter. Take that whichever way you want to, right? But, you've got to be switched on for the full, say, 90 minutes, but it goes way past that nowadays. But that top 2 inches, you've got to be on that. We've got to be on the ball all the time, and little silly mistakes, like you said, like that incident, could have cost us. Thankfully it didn't, and we was able to clear the ball away. But on another day, when things are not going the way it has done for most of the season, we could have been punished here. And, it was something that could have been easily avoidable.
Yeah, go on, Reece.
No, it's just like, it's communication is a basic in football. Communicate with teammates. You're helping them out by communicating. You let them know you're there. I think it's one thing about Dassis probably is because he's experienced, he takes a bit more flack because of it, and the youngsters are let off, which is fair enough and understandable.
Yeah.
But they've all got to step up now. They can't. You can't be carrying anyone now. You can't. We've all, like I said, 2 inches, 90 minutes. Be alert. Be aware. Don't switch off. Keep it going.
Yeah,
Every inch counts, bud.
Oh, I don't know it.
Ask Alberto. What was Mansfield like today? Because because I'm a big fan of him, but the last 2 games I've seen, he seems very reckless and gives away needless fouls and things like that. Was he similar today, or did he have his head screwed on and was a bit more calm and collected?
Go on, Reece, I'll let you answer first.
Yeah. With the ball, I think he's brilliant. I think he's one of the best ball carriers I've seen. He can dribble the ball into midfield. He can take players on. I think he's fantastic doing that. And technically, he can put a ball on 50 best piece he can.
Yeah.
I think my only criticism today, I don't want to be critical of him. He played on the right-hand side of the midfield. I don't think he offered enough support to Reno. I think Reno was... Terry Stolan had the ball one point, and there was 2 players that could overlap Reno. And he had a choice in either follow the runner with the ball or follow one of the other 2 runners off it. I thought Mansfield needed to drop deeper there, offer support, help cover him a bit. Don't think he did enough of that.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. I thought again he had a decent game. He's going to be a quality player. Again, he's only a youngster, and he coming through obviously the Ajax academy,
he is.
Whatever.
He is quality, mate, but he just needs to relax. Like from what I've seen so far, and he looks outstanding when he's on his pomp, but he's got a foul in him, and he just needs to rein that in because he's giving away needless fouls at times. From what I've seen personally,
it was a couple of players. I thought Reno gave a couple of needless fouls away today, and do you put that down?
What was Reno like?
He came off after about 55, 60 minutes, I think. Obviously, he's been out for a couple of weeks, hasn't he? But like Reece said, I think there was a lot of space on his side of the field today. They attacked down that channel. I think they had a player, something Dennis, was it? I think he was a really good player.
Yeah.
Luckily enough for us, I think he went off after about 60 minutes as well. But, he was a threat. They had a goal disallowed as well when it was 1-1. For offside, so we got away with that one. But Reno's Reno. He'll give 100%, but he did give a couple of needless free kicks away today. And again, going back to what I said about them top 2 inches, those little things could come back and bite you on the arse. But like you said, go on, Reece.
The Mansfield thing you said, I think. Coming from Dutch football, where it's very technical, to English football, where it's really fast-paced, the turnover in possession might be something he's not used to. Yeah, because teams counter you so fast in England, and he's probably thinking, shit, I'm way out of position here. I need to give a free kick away and get back to position, not realising everyone else is ready for it. And with Reno, I thought, he looks like he's injured, but again, he's someone, if he is injured, he's going to give 100% regardless. So I think he was probably picked because you guaranteed him to give 100% no matter what. And it just shows how brilliant of a professional he is, to be honest, for Reno.
Yeah, Horvath went down. the first half. I thought he was coming off. I thought we might have seen young Matt Turner, but managed to play the whole game. I was hoping he could have done better with that header at the front post, but obviously sneaked past him. He did make a great save, mind, second half. Ball come through a load of bodies. He dropped down to his right-hand side and parried that ball away. So, but again, I think that's something we've said a lot. Shot stopping wise, I think we all agree he's a great shot stopper. But I just it still gives you a few nerves, doesn't he?
Is Alnwick out all season now?
Yeah, done and dusted, buddy.
Brown bread, like.
Yeah, hamstring. And considering the Plymouth fans was calling him, shamming and time wasting, for him to have carried on and played the last, I don't know what it was, 10 minutes or so with his
2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds.
Tattered.
Oh, he's got Pedro at the door.
Manuel.
Arriba. Andale.
Let's dive back into some of these comments. And
yeah,
Salek's goal. I don't know if have you seen the goals, Rob?
I did. Yes, I did. Luckily, thanks to our beautiful people in the chat. I obviously have. I say that I haven't seen Mate's goal, but he's class, mate. He's so good. Like we've unearthed an absolute bloody gem there, haven't we? With Salek.
Yeah, 100%. And I wanted to mention it because obviously you mentioned about Manswerk and that turn he done down that right-hand side to whip our ball in then, was outstanding. So,
brilliant, bud. So good. Like this, and I know he gets poo-poo because of his name now and stuff. And we haven't seen an out-and-out number 9 since Kiefer Moore, I think, personally. I know, obviously, he left on bad terms and whatnot, but, we haven't had that natural goal scorer. And, and that's not dismissing Callum Robinson, by the way. And he's done so well because if it wasn't for Callum Robinson, we would be brown bread, like we'd be dead. We would be massively under. But there's a difference, I think, in striker between the two. And he's class, Sanchez, mate. And I can't fault him. Like, he's so good. Love the guy.
Interesting comment from Antonio. I haven't heard anything about this, but Salek is playing amazing at the moment. What is the situation on AEK offering a pre-contract to Gutas? First I heard that.
I'd not heard that. Wouldn't be surprised.
But, it's coming to that time of the season now where those conversations are probably going on behind closed doors. Something that you probably don't want to really think about too much because, we're in a situation that we're in and we want everybody focused on the job at hand, really. Yes, I know we've got a lot of players out of contract, so no doubt that's going to be in the back of their minds. But there's no way, perhaps some of the players are not going to get offered contracts, etc., until Cardiff City know where they're going to be playing football next season.
And that's just worry that is.
What's that?
Sorry. Well, that's a worry. If they're not going to play, if they're not got a contract sorted yet, are they going to be going in for that one-on-one challenge? Are they going to get stuck in or something? Are they going to be thinking, if I get injured, I've lost a deal there?
You say that though, right? That's a very, very, very good point, Reece, mate. But you look at, I know it's a completely different situation, but you look at Liverpool's situation with Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, arguably 3 of the best footballers in
Liverpool
Premiership at the moment, but that's not affected their way of playing and whatnot. If these guys are professional, these guys, it doesn't matter whether you're Championship, whether you're Premiership, whether you're League Two. These guys should be professional enough to be like, I got a job to do. If you want to get a good contract elsewhere, then you put 120 bloody damn percent in every single time you put a fucking shirt on your back. That's as far as I see it. And if that's not the case, then I can do it. That's what I see it like.
You tell him.
I agree, but But let's be honest, say now you got, player X for Cardiff now is at the contract this summer. He's thinking, if I go for a challenge and break my leg, I might not get a contract in the Championship. I might be League Two. I lose my money. But if I'm Trent, I break my leg. My dribble will sign me regardless because I'm Trent. But they'll wait for me to recover. I don't think it's that.
I get what you're saying, mate, but I think if you're a professional footballer and if you've got the right attitude, that shouldn't be on your mind. And if that's on your mind, then we're better for them. I think personally, if there's a player there who's thinking, right, I am not going to go into a challenge and contest this ball in case I break a toenail, then because my contract may say otherwise, then sorry, I would rather pick someone from the N21s who would be willing to run through a brick wall for me. That's where I see it, personally. I get what you're saying. I 100% get what you're saying. But if you're not that committed, then fuck off.
But as a player, you're thinking, if I do break my leg and I'm out for for 1 year, I'm not getting paid for a year. I got no money and no income, nothing for the family for a year. I mean, a Championship is a high wage, get paid good money in the Championship. But it might be someone towards the end of their career who's never really played in the Championship all their life. So I think it does depend on each player, individual, I think. I won't be surprised if it's not a normal occurrence.
Yeah, no. Damien hit the nail on the head there. If you go into a challenge half-hearted, you get injured. I back this 100%. It happens to lads every weekend. Going hard and fair, you'll come out better off 95% of the time. Unless your name's Roy Keane.
No, I know. I get what Reece is saying. I do get it. But at the end of the day,
you'd like to think that they got that mindset. And no doubt there'll be players out there who haven't. And perhaps we've seen a few of them.
Of course there is. There will be players like Reece is talking about there where they will go half-assed and not 100 miles an hour because they're thinking of the next move, the next contract, which is fair enough because they're not getting the big bucks, the Premier League boys again and whatnot. But then you've got the other scale, which is what I'd like to think 90% of these guys whose contract up in the summer, that they will run for a brick wall to prove that they're worthy of another contract, or failing now they can't get a contract with Cardiff, they'll get a contract with another Championship team, a League One team, or whatever it may be. But yeah, I get it. I get it. I completely get it. Don't agree with it.
On that note, though, so Kiefer Moore did it for us, didn't he? He didn't want to get played through COVID in December. But Joe Rawls, no contract for Joe Rawls yet. Played today injured, unfit, and he played today, picked another injury. That's the kind of player you want, is like Joe Rawls. Reno Morta, out of contract in the summer, not 100%. He's playing through injuries probably today and still played. They're the kind of warriors you want in the club, really. They will. That's why Rizza picked them, I reckon.
And that's a question I wanted to ask you, Ken, right? How much do you think that would have affected morale today? Thinking, right, Rawls, he's 70% fit or whatever. He's put his hand up. He wants to be out on that pitch today. Going back, I've never played football at a decent level. I played till I was like 10, 11, right? But obviously rugby I've played at a fairly decent standard. And you have certain individuals in that team, when they're missing, you know about it, right? And when they're there, it lifts everybody again. Now, I think today probably the fighting now was a bit better because he was there. And I'm not saying he wasn't there in and around the environment on Tuesday, because no doubt he was there. But when you've got someone who's played the amount of games he have, the experience he got, same with having like Rambo in and around the squad, for him to be, 50, 60, 70% fit, wanting to be out on that pitch, fighting, to put a shift in, you'd like to think that probably thought, well, hang on a minute, if he can do it, we should all be doing it.
Agreed. Here's a question on the back of that question. Who do you think has the biggest impact on the lineup, etc. Joe Riles or Aaron Ramsey?
Ooh, that's
Rolls.
I'd say
Serious?
Rolls.
I think so. I agree, and it's not a trick question. I think I was just curious. I think Joe Riles personally, and that's not a poo-poo on Rambo by any stretch of imagination. But
I just think personally, it's just because his, what's the word, longevity for the amount of time he's been at Cardiff and what he's been through, what he's done, the example he can set and things. He's Mr. Cardiff. You cut him in half, he's going to bleed blue, and he. Won't mention the other colour that he could potentially bleed because that's not allowed to happen in Cardiff anymore. But he's a legend. Obviously he's coming towards the end of his career now. He's picking up little bumps here, there, and everywhere. But you can't deny what he's done for us. He's been massive for us, and we'll always go down as a legend for Cardiff City Football Club, I believe.
I agree.
100%
agree.
Here's a question for you from Antonio. Rob, Reese and Matt, what one player would you retain?
One player?
I think it'll depend on obviously what league we're playing in, because if we go down to League One, I think we'll struggle to retain anyone, but to be honest.
Oh, shit.
I'll start off, right, then I'll go. Obviously, Rawls is, I don't think he's signed anything yet, have he? And obviously Rambo's out the contract as well. But I would sign both of them up in some kind of player coach capacity or pay as you play, just because of what we've just basically said, just because of what they've done.
He says pick one.
No, Joe Rawls then.
I agree.
Oh.
Well, so
Reno deserves it more than anyone. I think Reno's been player of the year for me this season, and I would hate to see Reno leaving a free after everything he's done this year. But I want Joe Rawls to stay with the academy, because if you're a kid coming through and you're seeing Mr. Cardiff City every day training, then coaching the first team, he knows what it's like to be on the pitch for Cardiff. He will be the Tom Ramos had to survive every Cardiff sacking. Why can't that be Joe Rawls in a few years' time? Why can't Rawls be the coach that links the fans and the staff and stuff in the club?
I think he's not even that old though, is he? 34?
34.
No. It's probably got 33, 34.
33, 34, I think.
I don't think you'll call it a day, see. I think if Ralsei doesn't sign a contract, he may even go Newport, for example, for a year or two. No. I don't think he'll call it a day yet.
I don't think he'd go. I wouldn't thought. I'd be very surprised if he'd go to a club like Newport. I think we'd be missing a trick, a massive one. I think this is something we talked about last week about players that potentially big players that we've had in and around Cardiff City that potentially could come back and do a job in some type of capacity. Like Sean Morrison, we've said he's been out of a thing. Get him in to do some training with the 23s or whatever. We've had strikers, Bothroyd, Chopra, Ernie. Get them to come in and work with Salic, Robinson, etc. For us to lose a player of his caliber. If he perhaps he haven't got any ambitions of going into coaching or anything, but I just think to have him in and around the building is going to be massive. For
that comment there, Jesus Christ Almighty! And go back to where
which one is that?
That's disgusting.
Which one is it?
No, Ainge, what you were saying there about getting him in capacity and things like that, and you're right. There's a comment again. We'll have some Wales talk over the next couple of weeks because obviously it's International Week coming up, which I love. And Bellamy said the same thing. Like, the door's always open to any ex-Welsh national. It doesn't matter whether you play 1 cap or 100 caps. If you think you could have an impact on the squad or the way what's going on, you're always welcome round the training pitch. And I love that about Bella's. Like, it's just class. Like, so, because obviously this is on the back of obviously Ramsey's latest setback with his injury and whatnot. But I just love that. Like, each so open about each wants to learn of people and take different ideas and whatnot. And I don't think you should bring that comment back up ever again, what that gentleman said, because that's just disgusting.
Colwell needs to play regularly for a call-up. 34 games, replaced by Tom Lawrence, 4 games. There was a chap on loan from Coventry up in Scotland as well that's been called up to the squad, I think, haven't he?
Yeah, and do you know what, right? Do you know what, right, mate? I don't disagree with it. Like, the fact about Loovens not being called up. And it's hard not to wear my Cardiff hat when I talk about Wales. It is difficult. But as a lot of you know, I'm a massive Welsh fan supporter as well. So I don't think he deserves to be in there at the moment. There's better players in and around the squad at the moment who deserves to be there. Okay, the young lad is difficult because I have no idea about him whatsoever. And maybe that's a bit of a poo-poo towards him, but there's better players around at the moment. There's better players on form around at the moment. I think personally.
Going back to international football, and you obviously know more than me, I suppose Bellamy's a bit of a luxury in the sense that he's got a bigger network of players to pick from now at the moment. We've never had the strength and depth in international level that we have nowadays.
100%, mate. It's the biggest pool we've had in a long time, and I don't mean to sabotage you guys' show and make us a Welsh show because
we already done that when you come on, so don't worry.
Yeah, fuck it. It's all about me now. But no, and I think this is a conversation for another day. But this is the biggest pool we've had of players for a very long time. We're very, very fortunate now that we haven't got to rely on reserve players and whatnot. There's a good foundation of players in the Premiership, Championship, and League One. Hell, even League Two, the quality is better. So, it's interesting, mate. I can't wait. And no doubt I will take over your viewing at some stage and talk Welsh football over the next couple of days, weeks, I imagine.
100%. 100%. And, since Bellamy's taken over, I think obviously we was lucky. And I'll plug the live event that we've got coming up now with Glenn Loovens in April. We was lucky enough, or Si was lucky enough to host an evening with Craig Bellamy, literally about a week or 2 weeks after he got the post. I think my love for Welsh football, not that I didn't love Welsh football, it was just I didn't watch it as much as I would support and Cardiff and things. Obviously, you always want the international team to do well, but I think that night we met Craig and the way he spoke, open and honest, it was unreal. And like I said, I think I'd have run through a brick wall for him that night if he'd asked me to. And so, you can only imagine what the players who were sat down at, team meetings and things with him. And, it was quality. So, yes, but going back to April the 25th, we've got an evening with Glenn Loovens. I don't think there's many tickets left, to be honest, so you'll be lucky maybe to still snap them up. But if you do want a ticket, please get in touch with either myself, Rob, Reese, Si. There's information on the social media channels. There's things. Is at Splott Cons in Cardiff, which is a great venue. I know Rob is looking forward to coming down and making use of his membership. I think Jordan might regret giving you a membership card.
I will be getting my money's worth in that discount card. Let me tell you, George, if you're watching, mate, I am coming for my value in that card, my friend.
Just before we start wrapping up, Ben, I think 700 plus fans went up today, which, was a
class.
Probably about 5-6 hours on a bus, no doubt.
Yeah.
I think I looked at it in the car. It was something like 4 hours, 40 minutes in the car. So fair play to the 700 who went up there today. Nothing but respect to the guys who go away. I've been fortunate to do a few this year, but I don't think I could cope with having Josh next to me for 4 hours, 40 minutes in the car on the way up and then on the way back as well, to be honest.
You couldn't cope with me, haven't you? That long as well.
No, it'd probably take us about 10 hours, the amount of pit stops we'd have to. And that's just to get your cans out of your empty cans out of the
I know. Yeah,
but
true
also
story,
I wanted to mention one other person today, and not just the one person. I think it goes, for everybody who kind of follows the religion. But obviously, Yaku Mate come off the bench today, scored a goal due to his religion. He's fasting at the moment, so he went into that game today, not eaten, not drank anything, and still put the shift in. He did. And you'll have to excuse my ignorance. I'm not aware of. I think we got a few players in the squad that follow that religion, but my utter respect goes out to each and every professional athlete who follows that religion, and it must be tough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's obviously had a positive impact on him, mate, because he's obviously scored. So maybe he should do it every single week. No.
You're not allowed to eat anything on a Saturday ever again.
Yeah. No, jokes aside, mate, it's class. And, fair play to him, supporter Ramadan. Got a lot of friends who follow as well. And I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I massively respect people's beliefs. So, yeah, it's great. And it's great for him, mate, because, he looked like he was dead and buried. With it to play for Cardiff again, and obviously to get a winner is fab. So good for him, good for us, and lucky for Blackburn. Screw the rest. Up a flower.
What's your thoughts, Reese? Any thoughts on Mate? Because what was your
Your
thoughts?
mum's a big fan of him, isn't she?
No, Teddy, mum's a fan of.
Oh, Teddy, sorry.
But to be fair, I mean, everyone usually fasts, right? And not eating doesn't sound like a big thing, but the biggest one is not drinking anything. So he's got to manage his fluid intake before he starts his fasting. So he's drinking enough water to get him through the day, keep him alert, keep him fully active, then perform, then still not dehydrate until late in the evening. That could cause all sorts of muscular problems now. If you're not hydrated well enough, you get cramps and stuff like that. So it's such a tough, difficult job to do that alone. And to be fair, he came on today. A lot of people were angry, I seen on social media. I think he did a good job. Unlucky not to score second. And fair play to him. We might not see much of him at the club in the future. This might be his last year. But thank you for what you're doing. Just keep putting the effort in. No one ever criticises his effort. That's one thing we can never criticise with everybody.
I think we'll finish on up the yak, I think. I was chuffed he got that goal today. But a lot of flack, I think he have. And yeah, we're not going to go into all that tonight. But let's finish on a positive. I was so glad he got that goal. Could have had another one as well. Cleared off the line. But like you said, he went on. He done a job. And we come away from Ewood Park with 3 points. So...
my friend.
Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy your international break. You'll see our ugly mugs back on the screen throughout the week, no doubt. Si will be back tomorrow to do the breakdown.
Yourself, you little bitch.
You'll be back to do the breakdown, and obviously he'll let you know then what the plan is for the rest of the week. If you can, like and subscribe the YouTube videos and whatever, go on the Cardiff City World and subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications then when we go live, etc. Be interesting to see if we go over the 1,000 subscribers this evening. I think we were only a couple away. So if you haven't, please do. It would be much appreciated. There is a link.
Hang on. Wait. 2 seconds. As per Jeff's request, up at St. Paddy's Day.
Yes, we mentioned that earlier before you come on, so unlucky.
They don't mention those shits.
I just wanted to finish off by saying then as well, obviously, if you did want to support the channel further, you can become a member of Cardiff City World. Especially you get perks like members shows that 99% of the time Rob does on a Monday. You also get access to early access to tickets to the live events, etc. And for the price of a cup of coffee a month, you help Sai and us guys, well, Sai, to put out produce content.
Hopefully, yes, eventually.
7 days a
He
week.
won't pay us until you subscribe.
It's content for the fans, by the fans. Cardiff City World. Up the yak. Come on, the boys. Happy day.